Hi, thanks for watching the HyperDocs channel. In the HyperDoc Academy course, Assessing Remote Learners, we talked about providing feed forward to increase student motivation and formative assessment options. Well, in this video, we are going to discuss the Show What You Know Ultimate Assessment Strategy. Have you been thinking about how to report on students' progress during distance learning? Have you been wondering about how to avoid cheating on assigned tests? How to ensure that students are completing their own assignments without outside help, or how to collect a fair assessment of student understanding of essential learning objectives? Maybe you are required to give credit, no credit, assign grades, or provide narrative comments reporting on student performance. Instead of racking your brain to find ways to avoid cheating and fairly assess student understanding of content, consider implementing the ultimate critical thinking challenge, a Show What You Know assessment. The Show What You Know assessment is the ultimate application of learning that allows students to be designers, developers, and directors. Traditional assessments ask students to respond to multiple choice, true, false, closed, or open-ended questions. In a traditional classroom, teachers sometimes provide a study guide for the assessment that includes all the questions that might be on the test for students to memorize. But soon after that assessment, students quickly forget what they've learned. When a student is asked to show what they know, they will be challenged to apply skills at a high depth of knowledge level. They will be engaged in showing their learning in a variety of ways. Here's how it works. The Show What You Know assessment includes one very important question. Tell me everything that you know and understand about the topic. Students use various web tools to demonstrate their understanding. A Show What You Know assessment is designed to include an open invitation for students to create, collaborate, and communicate ideas. Depending on grade level and content, teachers design specific guidelines for measuring the learning outcome, while students make thinking visible through written expression, visuals, audio, and video. The HyperDoc lesson design includes a section for students to apply their learning. This includes an activity that asks students to engage with the learning objectives at high levels of critical thinking. The Show What You Know assessment is one way of designing the Apply section of a HyperDoc. For the Show What You Know assessment, directions are clearly outlined on the HyperDoc, and lessons are scaffolded before and after the application to prepare students. The lessons leading up to the applications are key to setting students up for success and increasing student motivation. Imagine the surprise of students when they are asked to apply their learning by writing a blog or developing an app, creating a video, or maybe designing a website. While students work on designing their assessments, teachers support this process with continuous feedback and support. There are 5 steps to designing a Show What You Know assessment. Step number 1, create clear learning objectives. Designed with the end in mind. What is it that you want students to know and be able to show you that they understand? Include a checklist or a rubric to measure student progress. Give students access to the learning goals early on in the HyperDoc so that they are aware of what they will need to do. Step number 2, set a purpose for creating. Scaffold lessons leading up to the Apply section of the HyperDoc. Give students time to engage, explore, and explain before they are asked to apply. Step number 3, offer choice. Give students a choice in which web tools they use to show what they know. In the application section of the HyperDoc, offer small doses of choice by suggesting 2 or 3 different web tools. Or offer a variety of choices by linking up a Show What You Know bingo board or the designers, directors, and developers text set. Either way, if students ask if they can use a tool that they are comfortable with different than one that you have suggested, then consider giving students that choice as well. Teachers do not need to know how to use all of the web tools. Allow students to become experts in the content areas as well as to become experts in the application skills required to publish using the web tools of their choice. Step number 4, leverage the power of peers. Give students time to explore and share their work with their peers before assigning a final grade. Students will learn more about the content by seeing their peers' responses, and students will produce a higher quality of work when they receive feedback from peers and they see the work of their peers. Step number 5, create a continuous climate of growth. I saw this quote recently that reads, "I got into the habit of making sure the last question of every assessment is, 'What else do you know that I didn't ask you?'" The responses vary, but I love it as another way for students to communicate their comprehension. While I love this quote, instead of adding that question to the end of a test, a Show What You Know assessment invites students to do exactly what this quote is asking. A Show What You Know assessment invites students to share everything that they know about the topic, and that is the test. This creates a classroom of students who will share their diverse perspectives on important topics, a classroom of students who will take risks and try new things of showing their learning, and a classroom of students who know how to engage digitally, exercising their student voice visually through audio and video. If you would like ideas and specific examples for Show What You Know assessments, go to hyperdocs.co/showme in order to access the free ebook called The Ultimate Show What You Know Idea Guide. To learn more about how to find and design hyperdocs that set a purpose for creating a Show What You Know assessment, check out our video for next week. We will share about how to set that purpose for creating. In the video channel topic next week, entitled, "I've Never Seen a Good Hyperdoc," how to find and revise effective hyperdocs. Before you leave, be sure to check out the links and resources that are in the description of this video, and subscribe to the Teachers Give Teachers YouTube channel if you want to learn more about hyperdocs.